Hi, my name is Joanna. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I do those alphabet resin keychains. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be working on an Etsy order. The customer purchased my mint green keychains. So I'm just going to show you how I make those keychains today. So for my mint green, I use some of the diamond mint glitter, 45 BISTRO, and 10, 12, 13, all by Peachy Olive glitters. I already have my epoxy mixed, so I'm just going to add some of each glitter just to give it the mint green look that I like. And then the 10, 12, 13 is just a chunkier cut, so it gives it the keychain a little bit more depth. So I'm just going to mix all of that glitter in, and then I'm just going to let it sit a little bit so that the epoxy can thicken up a little bit, and then the glitter won't all sink to the bottom of the mold. Okay, so this is the glitters mixed in with the epoxy. This is how it looks now, and you see how it's still a little bit runny. So I'm just going to let it sit a little bit longer, get a little bit thicker, and then I'll be back to show you how I put them in the mold. Okay, so now that I waited for the epoxy to get thick, I'm going to go ahead and start pouring the molds. So they want a T, an A, a C, and an L. So I'm just going to start pouring it in. And I like to spray my molds with some alcohol first, like that. And then I'm using, it's supposed to be like a hair bottle, but I like how it gives more of a mist. So I just put that mist there because it helps pop any little bubbles you might have. So I'm going to start down here with the T, and I'm just pouring it in. And I got this alphabet mold from Amazon. I've had it for a while now and it works really good. So if they still have it on Amazon, I'll link it down below. So you want to make sure that your mold is full, but you don't want it to be too full because it could spill over and then the keychain won't be even. And you don't want to have to trim around the ends because it'll look sloppier. So I'm just cleaning up the edges, and then I'm going to go ahead and go in with the L. And then if you don't put enough epoxy, it's just too thin and the shape isn't that good either. So you just want to make sure that you have the perfect amount in your mold. Okay. And I'm not sure how much epoxy these molds need because usually when I work them I do a big batch. But I'm definitely going to have extras left over, so I'm just going to pour them in other molds that I have here. Okay. So I'm just filling in that L, and then I'm going to clean up the edge. Just because I don't want them to look sloppy. And then towards the bottom it needs a little bit more epoxy. Just like that. So they wanted a T, a T, a L, a C, and an A. So we're just gonna go in with the C. And depending on what epoxy you use is how long it'll take to dry. These usually take about 24 hours to fully cure, well, for them to be hard. But I usually take them out a few hours before, and then that's when I'll put in the little screw eye, because then it's easier to put it in before the epoxy hardens. But I'll come back and I'll show you how I put that in too. Okay, so this one I overfilled a little bit, so I'm just gonna go in and scrape off the top just like that, just to get out anything I don't want there. Just like that. And then I'm going to clean up the middle, so we don't want that covered. Okay. Alright, so now that's much better. Torch out any bubbles. You don't want to torch too much, just because this mold can't really take too much heat. So now that I passed the torch, I'm going to go again with my alcohol, and I'm just going to do a little mist, just like that, to get out any bubbles. And that's what it looks like now, and then I'll be back to show you tomorrow how I put in the little screws to make it a keychain. Alright guys, so the keychains are ready to demold. I let them dry. It's been about 24 hours since I poured them, so I'm just going to take them out. So this is the A. This is the C. This is the L. And this is the T. So I'm just going to look over them and make sure that there's no holes in them, no bubbles. Just because I don't want to give them away like that. So I'm just looking at them. Okay, so again, I'm just looking over them to make sure that there's no holes in them. So these seem to be good. And at the same time, I'm just ripping off those edges there. Okay, and then the C has 2 bubbles that pop, so I'm just gonna redo those tonight. So to make the keychains, you're gonna need these tools. I use this little hand drill. I got it off of Amazon. There is one that I saw that is an electric drill. I do want to get that one next, because that one is best if you let your epoxy cure all the way. So I'm just going to drill that hole. Okay. Until it's deep enough to screw in my little hook to turn it into a keychain. So I got this little organizer from Dollar Tree, and then I use these little hooks. I have gold ones and silver ones, so I use these little hooks to turn them into keychains. So So I just need to make the hole big enough to screw that little hook in. Okay. Now I waited the full 24 hours, but if you take this out a few hours early, it would be easier for you to screw this little hook in. So right now I just have some pliers and I'm just going to twist the little hook in like that into the hole that I made. And you're going to just twist until it's all the way in. And you want to be careful when your epoxy is fully cured, like you waited 30 days for it to cure. It will be, most of the times your little hook will break off. So if it's been more than 24 hours, it might be a little bit harder for you to screw that in. So I'm going to do the same thing to the T and to the A. And I just like to place mine as close to the middle of the keychain as possible. Okay. Alright, that seems about good. And I'm going to grab my pliers again with my little hook, and I'm just going to twist that in. And you want to get it at the right angle, because then it'll just keep slipping out the way that you see here. So this screw doesn't really want to go in, so what I'm going to do is just make the hole a little bit deeper. Just like that. And then now it should be good. So I'm going to go in again. And there we go. Alright, so that one's in there nicely. And I'll do the same thing with the A. So if you use the electric drill, it would be way quicker. I am considering getting one, but I don't really make that much letter keychains anymore. So again, I'm just going to finish twisting that. And now it's on all the way, so now I have all my hooks in, and then I'm just going to take these little jump rings, and then it came in a pack on Amazon with these, than these. So I had ordered a different one on Amazon, and they, let me find it. So I had ordered a pack of these little jump rings off of Amazon, but these are very flimsy and they open. So I had made a few keychains for my mom and sisters when I first started, and all of them came apart because of how flimsy these are. Now these, I can't just open them with my hands. I have to use more force like that. So I like these way better. I wouldn't bother recommending those other ones to anybody. So for these keychains, I'm going to use these that come with the little links, and I got a pack of these off of Amazon. So I'm just going to grab my little jump ring. I'm going to connect it to this, and then you're going to put it through your little hook, and then I just used pliers and these tweezers because I lost my other pair of pliers. And then make sure that it's nice and closed so that it won't open, like that. And then I'm just going to do the same to the other two. There's also a lot of charms that you could add on to these. I don't list them with any charms just because it's less trouble. So I'm going to give a new jump ring on this one just because I bent it. I'm going to grab a new one. And these little organizers from Dollar Tree are perfect for these. I think they're like little jewelry organizer or something like that. Alright, so now I have all of these closed, and then I personally add one of these little hooks to all of them, and then I'm going to show you how I package them as well. So when I package them, I place them in these little pink organza bags. This is just what I'm using for now, just because I have bought these already, but once these finish, I don't know if that's what I'm going to stay with. It was 100 pieces, and I think it was like $8 or something like that, so you got a lot. And then I just place my keychains in here, and then I also include a little thank you card